Welcome to the exciting world of getting to know your customers, buyers, leads, contacts, etc. In this segment, we'll look at buyer behavior, market and segmentation, and we'll help you recognize who are the right customers, also known as your ideal target market. Knowing who your target audience is will assist you in developing the right messages, using the right behavior model to best connect with them. What does this song from a Broadway musical have to do with marketing? Well, getting to know your market or your leads or your customers. The idea is also referred to as consumer behavior, which is the study of how people make decisions about what they buy, want, need, or how they act in regards to a product or a company. It's useful to understand consumer behavior to better determine how potential customers will behave when it comes to rolling out new products, or even understanding your brand, or reacting to your brand. It also helps companies identify opportunities that are not currently met. Let's cover some basic terminology first to understand what a market is and what segmentation is. A market is a group of individuals or organizations with a current or potential desire and perceived ability to acquire a product offering. We would focus our marketing efforts on that market to guide them through the various stages of a buyer journey toward purchasing our offering, such as in the AIDA model. Segmentation is the process of dividing the potential market into groups in a way that the members within a particular group respond similarly to marketing efforts, and the members across the group respond differently to marketing efforts. Remember that the marketing efforts can be as simple as applying one of the marketing mix approaches. In other words, appropriate marketplace segmentation would result in segments where members within each segment respond similarly to particular product, promotion, or placement or pricing tactics. At the same time, the members in the different segments are going to respond differently to those same tactics. To better understand our buyers, we may want to explore some various market segment types or ways of grouping potential or current customers. This helps us prepare for the strategic aspect of marketing, where we'll analyze which segment to target. Segmenting the marketplace helps marketers be more effective and more efficient in their marketing efforts. It becomes more effective because the marketing strategies and tactics are focused on the particular needs, wants, and desires, attitudes, resources, opportunities, etc. of a particular segment. It also is more efficient because ineffective marketing strategies and tactics then are not wasted on individuals or organizations who won't respond favorably toward those marketing efforts. Let's consider this example. Do you think that companies want to send you junk mail? Not really. A good response rate for a direct mail piece is about 1%. That means that 99% of the cost that goes into that mailing is wasted. If the marketers could segment the market more appropriately, they could increase their success rate to 10%, a tenfold or 1,000% increase over their mere 1%. That's part of the beauty of digital marketing. While it would be fantastic to believe that all marketing could be done at the personal level, but can you imagine having to create 10,000 different advertisements for your 10,000 potential clients? We're getting closer with the tracking technology, yet it's still not the most efficient use of resources and time. Instead, If we can group potential customers into specialized market segments, we can then design marketing strategies or campaigns or even product offerings with their pricing and distribution channels that are targeted towards those market segments. And that increases our effectiveness and our efficiency. So how do your potential customers or clients naturally segment or group themselves? For example, where would you go to find golfers or dog lovers or musicians? If you stick with the basic segmentation methods, such as age, gender, race, you'll likely overlook more beneficial segmentation groups and miss out on potential buyers for your product. So you'd want to design segments, then test them, and then be willing to redesign your segment as needed. Let's look at a few less obvious ways that you can segment your audience. Step-level segmentation occurs when we use a market segmentation strategy to target a particular set of groups. And then, as the various group members of each group respond to our marketing efforts, we further subdivide those groups into additional sub-segments that each require differential marketing treatment. We can easily relate this to the trans-theoretical model, or stages of change. Consider, for example, that after you've begun your targeted marketing efforts toward a particular group, the members of that group will progress through the stages of change, or the pre-contemplation, contemplation, preparation, action, and maintenance. And they'll progress through each stage at different paces. To continue to treat each member of this overall marketing segment the same would be ineffective, and not to mention an inefficient use of marketing resources. So we can employ step-level segmentation to further segment the group as appropriate. Here, behavior change marketing is effective when customers are grouped into similar segments and customized strategies are created for that group. Efficient distribution channels then are developed for each segment. We may also use cross-segmentation as individuals and groups progress through the various stages of change. Consider as targeted individuals move from one stage to another, and their corresponding responses to marketing efforts change along with those moves. We may decide to assign them to a different segment as the need arises. This is a key development because it will highlight the importance of segmenting markets not based on merely static or unchanging characteristics, which of course is easy but ineffective. But now we're going to look at characteristics that may change as the individual or group progresses through the behavioral change process. Overlapping segmentation suggests that multiple segmentation efforts might be used for different targeting strategies or tactics at the same time. For example, we may create a series of fitness programs via age segmentation, youth, adult, elderly. We may also create a series of promotional messages based on some type of lifestyle segmentation, such as active, sedentary, or workplace. Individuals who fall into one category for the age-based segmentation likely will not fall into the same category for the lifestyle segmentation. Likely won't all fall into the same category for the lifestyle segmentation. So now you have a chance to create promotions based on their lifestyle, not just their age. Of course, demographics covers a wide variety of factors involving a population. But let's consider some more specific categories of segmentation that will be more useful to us. Geographic characteristics or attributes focus on where the target market is. Going beyond a basic geographic region and considering local, global, climate, and terrain. Like, would we market the same type of outerwear to South Florida as we would to North Dakota? Physical characteristics or attributes refer to products and services that are unique to things such as age, gender, and can get even more specific to include medical conditions, height, BMI, hair texture, and more. Socioeconomic segmentations refers to the segmentation related to, of course, your social or economic status, such as workplace wellness or high-end coaching or health outreach clinics in more urban neighborhoods. An essential segment category is to consider the psychographics. These include AIOs, which are activities, interests, and opinions, and other attitudes or values. So you would deliver one marketing message to urban gardeners and a different message to those live in a food desert, which means no sources of fresh food within a 3 to 5 mile radius in an urban setting. Another important segmentation style is grouping through cultural characteristics or interest communities. One segment is that of collective cultures. So usually we think of cultures as nationalistic, like Indigenous, Hispanic, multiracial, Polynesians. But there are other types of culture that you likely understand but haven't considered directly, such as office versus factory culture versus farm culture, suits versus non-suits, white collar versus blue collar, parents of infants, parents of teens, empty nesters, step parents, divorced parents, never married parents, non-parents, caregivers, guardians, grandparents, and etc., etc. Student cultures such as private versus public school, business majors or art majors or science or engineering. Medicine could be doctors or chiropractors. Marketing versus accounting versus human resources. Full-time versus part-time. Online versus face-to-face. You get the idea. There are also social cultures, music cultures, food cultures, activity cultures, art, spiritual, and just social event type of cultures. Each of these collective cultures may have a variety of reactions to particular marketing efforts, and thus may be a way in which we can segment a particular marketplace. Another option is to consider individual culture. As you viewed some of the cultural interests, you might have found 3 or 4 or more of the various collective cultures which you associated with or connected to. Things like your personal interests, your hobbies, and your roles. Now consider how all these cultures mix together to form your individual culture. You may be a student in a particular educational culture, with a particular family life culture, with a particular ethnic culture, from a particular national background, working in a particular work culture, with a variety of social cultures, and particular music and activity and food cultures. How can you, as a marketer, utilize these various unique individual cultures to create an exchange? One way to create exchange is through eliciting a particular culture or culture within a culture. When marketers understand that each individual is a conglomeration of cultures, those marketers then may be able to elicit a particular culture via images, music, text, etc. in order to set the stage for a particular marketing strategy or tactic. Think about how you might create a marketing exchange utilizing this concept. For this example, you have well-being, and within that is physical activity. And a part of physical activity is dancing. And one kind of dancing is swing dancing. Do you see the different ways that you can connect and specialize by focusing on a culture within a culture? You're probably wondering now, how do you use all the various types of segmentations and apply that to your marketplace? Well, let's look at a few steps. You want to know your product offering. Really know it. Understand what you're really promoting beyond the product itself. And of course, the profit. What is it about the product or service that the customer is really looking for? So if it's a gym membership, are they really wanting to buy access to the gym? Or are they trying to buy a lifestyle or a behavior change or a fitness level change or an image, confidence enhancement? How do the features and benefits of what you offer differ from other companies? What problems do you solve for your clients? And are they the problems your clients actually want to solve? So many times I walk by markets or bazaars and the vendors are telling us all the things they think are important about the product. Like it's organic, or it's this, or it's that. But did they stop to think if that's even important to the people walking by? To know what unique value do you present that differentiates your product from other similar products or services? This is where having a very clear value proposition statement is very beneficial. Let's reflect for a moment on benefits versus action. In benefits, we look at what people are actually seeking. Safety, prestige, economy, durability, health, fashion, admiration, love, fulfillment, pleasure, attractiveness, wealth, information, intelligence, education, power, and on and on and on. But when considering action, we are looking at what various individuals or groups are actually doing. What they may do may be more easily observed than what they think. And that helps us reach those customers. Now that you realize your marketing exchanges will be more successful when you understand your buyers, you'll find you're better able to predict future behaviors, and then, based on objective metrics, we'll be able to make better marketing action decisions. Here's a few questions to help guide you in the process of learning more about your current and future clients. As a company or entrepreneur, you'll want to be able to answer these with clarity. Why would people want to obtain what you're offering or not? Similarly, what do people like or not like about your product offering? What factors make your product more valuable to a particular target audience or less valuable to another target audience? Which distribution channels work best for your particular target audiences? And what pricing levels and formats are more likely to facilitate mutually beneficial exchanges with your various target audiences? An important aspect to understanding your buyers is that knowledge does not equal action. So the more you understand what makes them tick, the better you'll be able to motivate action toward their goal and toward your profit. In their book, Made to Stick, Dan and Chip Heath remind us that the most basic way to get someone's attention is to break a pattern. So here's to breaking patterns and getting attention.